Hey, good morning. Bill Faith here. You know what today is? Today is closing day, one of my favorite days to have in my investing career. Closing on a 2-bedroom, 2-bath condo down in Panama City Beach on the east side. A $435,000 purchase price, $40,000 seller credit. We'll be getting that cash tomorrow, most likely. Actually, in this case, it's not going to me. It's going straight to my contractor, John Hodge, who will be doing the remodel and everything for us, in tandem with my wife, Bria, who will be doing the design. Here's why I want to talk to you about closing day. And I'm out getting my morning steps in with my weighted vest on, just FYI. So sorry for the bouncing of the phone, but I really wanted to share this with you because as soon as I get back, I'm closing. I never thought that I would invest into Panama City Beach. I literally personally have no interest in PCB, or at least I didn't as an investor or from a lifestyle asset standpoint. You probably know, if you follow me, that Bree and I invest into the Gulf Shores, Fort Morgan area, but if we're going to the beach, we either go down to the Lowe's Hotel in South Beach, our girls love it down there, or we go to 30A, and we love staying in Seaside because of the food and all that other stuff that we don't have in Gulf Shores. So that's why we would prefer to vacation down there. But the number one thing that I want to make clear is I and you should be investing into properties, not markets. And I see this in my Facebook group. We've got 33,000 people in the Facebook group, and every day, hey, what are the best markets to invest into? And people that are out there selling you markets. Markets are not where we don't buy a market. If I want to buy, I'm in Brentwood, Tennessee. I'm buying that house specifically, or that one there, or that one there. I'm not buying Brentwood. I'm not buying Nashville. I'm not buying PCB. If it underwrites, which this one did, I'm looking at somewhere between 50 to probably 53% cash on cash. Not only because of the strength of the building and the unit itself and what I'm gonna do, really I should say what John and Bria are gonna do with this property, tied into what I taught yesterday on Cash Flow Like a Pro. If you missed that, we'll drop a link here so that way you can get to it. I implement all of those things so I can maximize my return. But it starts with this individual building. And let me explain to you why now, because I have some inside information. If anybody invests into condos, specifically into Florida, you know what's happening with the 40-year inspection. Check that box, that's already done on this building. They are painting the building, boom, more added value from a rental standpoint, but most importantly from an appreciation standpoint. And remember, out of the 4 pillars of investing, number 1 is cash flow, number 2 is appreciation. So those are 2 key factors when I'm underwriting this property. So I paid $435, $40,000 seller credit. So really that's $395 basis essentially. And this condo, we're gonna put probably around 125 into it. So 395 plus 125, right around, let's just say 520. I'm gonna be into this property when we're done. And honestly, it's probably gonna be worth somewhere around 645 to 655 when we're done. I only buy properties that have after renovation value. I will never, ever buy a property that I think is fully turnkey, because then I'm just overpaying. Literally, I make more money off of renovating and upgrading properties than I do just holding on to them. That's why my mindset is to sell as quickly as possible. That's why I'm closing in 2 weeks on selling my big Montana property. Paid $2.95 million, $150,000 seller credit, basis $2.8 million. Under contract, $3.4 million. Held it for 7 months. Literally $600,000 in gross profit and appreciation in 7 months. If I factor in my REI, my return on equity audit, and I continue to go down the path, I'm not even permitted yet, it makes no financial sense to continue to hold on to that property. But because of the way that I've underwritten it, and I do my research on appreciation, I do my research on the ancillary things that AirDNA and STR Insights and the data tools have no idea about, what's going on. There's more stuff going on at this condo building too. What's going on in the whitefish market in the price range that I'm buying at, it helps me make solid decisions. So if one part of those 4 key essentials to investing doesn't work, in this case, it's cash flow, I'm in a position where I can make up for that. Had a mastermind meeting there, had a ski retreat there, 2 couples retreats back to back. So that helps me offset not being able to generate traditional short-term rental income to where I wasn't losing money on my $22,000 a month holding costs. Most people don't have that, so we can't make that mistake. So when I'm looking at all of these factors, it's the information behind the data tools. That is how you build a super property. That's how you buy a super property. That's how you insulate yourself from making mistakes. You have to find the information that nobody else is willing to dig for. That condo building, paint, that's like $1 million deal to repaint the building. Passing the 40-year inspection, big deal. Could have got insurance for about $1,400 a year. I decided to go with proper. I decided to actually include wind, even though I probably didn't need to because the building has a wind policy to cover me. But I want to have my own insurance. I spent $4,200 as opposed to like the $1,400 or $1,500. Makes me sleep better at night knowing I have my own insurance and the best in the business with proper insurance to be able to protect me. Doing something in this condo that neither Bree or I have ever done inside of a property. And it's going to be fucking spectacular. And I can't wait to show it to you guys. We'll unveil this condo that's going to do roughly 50% cash on cash to you probably around the middle of May. We have about 45 days of construction and design, which is longer than we typically do, but we're basically gutting the entire thing because it's an older building. Once again, ARV, and leveling it up to where it will be on par, possibly better, maybe not, than John Hodges, who has 5 in this building, who is absolutely crushing it in this market. That is something that becomes really important if you want to maximize the return on investment, is that you absolutely have to have the ARV in place and you need to have that team. So today's closing day, we're going to close here in about 90 minutes. I've got my contractors ready to go. Bria's already done the design, the selections, whether it's cabinet hardware, couches, murals, paint colors, bathroom tile, all that stuff is ready to go. If we don't have that ready to go, we are costing ourselves money starting today as we close. That's why contract to close is the most pivotal time for all of you guys. If you want to hit your first year performance numbers, if you wait until you close to start doing all your sourcing, now you're putting yourselves behind the 8 ball. That's why in my accelerator program I had with the super team, in my inner circle, in my host academy, I'm always talking about the most pivotal time is contract to close. So when you're buying your next property, don't just focus on the financing part once you're under contract. Make sure that you are focusing on your sourcing sheets, lining up your people to how are you going to receive all the furnishings and everything at the property, have your contractors ready to go. Because I believe tomorrow, once we get recorded, John is getting started immediately. So the clock starts ticking. Today close the 27th, record tomorrow the 28th, 45 days from tomorrow is launch day. And that's factored into my pro forma. If I don't factor that into my underwriting, then I'm making a grave mistake on my profitability for year number 1. Let that sink in. If you have any questions about this stuff, just leave a comment down below. If you found any value in this, make sure you smash that subscribe button. And I'll have a link down below to where you can see the replay of Cashflow Pro and also download my pro forma. Have a great day. Happy hosting.